Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Checking in for the No Picks podcast.
Hey, what up, family? This is Todd checking in.
All right, so we back at it. We about to get active. This is trending now, so we definitely want to talk about this, and we got a couple other articles that we're going to quickly reference just to kind of give some context. But Ron DeSantis, senator in Florida, governor of Florida, just passed a law that's going to end the squatting rights. So we're going to let the clip play a little bit, and then we're going to have a conversation about this because this is big. This could set some precedent in other states as well.
Shit
So
is
let's rock out, and then we'll react. I'm gonna have to edit out this.
On TV.
Yeah.
Every episode of
If I know how to
Wait, why
do
didn't
it,
you
so
go
I
to
can
my
edit
joint?
that part
Sounds
out.
like there's a windfall.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. It's great to be back here in Central Florida. I want to thank the State Attorney Andrew Bain for hosting us today. I also want to welcome Sheriff Dennis Lima from nearby Seminole County. We also have Representative Steele, Placencia, Amnesty. I saw True Now. I saw David Smith, so I've seen other folks too. Then we're going to hear from some other folks. Justin Milcarrick, Winter Park resident, and Flash Shelton from California is going to talk a little bit about why we're here. So we're here today because you assume in America, if you purchase a home and own a residence, that's your residence. That if you happen to maybe split time in Orlando and Michigan, that if you go to Michigan over the summer, people aren't going to be able to just move into your house and then claim squatters' rights on your private residence. And yet, in places like New York and California, that's exactly what's happening in this country. Homes are being invaded, and those states and their laws are not siding with the homeowners, they're siding with the squatters. In fact, we have seen squatters move in and claim residence. This forces a massive, long, drawn-out judicial review before they can even be removed from the property. These are people that never had a right to be in the property to begin with. Earlier this month in New York, a woman returned to a property she inherited to find squatters living there. She changed the locks to get them out, and the state of New York arrested her instead of the squatters. Just a few days ago, 2 squatters in New York City allegedly murdered the property owner when she confronted them for being in her apartment illegally. In fact, we even have illegal aliens taking to social media, instructing other foreigners how to come into this country and commandeer property. They have gotten involved in this. Well, today in the state of Florida, we say very simply, what passes muster in New York and California is not passing muster here. You are not going to be able to commandeer somebody's private property and expect to get away with it. We are in the state of Florida ending the squatter scam once and for all. And
too, bro. I'm like,
momentarily, I'll be signing HB 621, which will give the homeowner the ability to quickly and legally remove a squatter from a property, and which will increase criminal penalties for squatting. Now, we have not had the same type of issues here as you've seen in California or New York. Nevertheless, our laws were really geared towards this not necessarily being a fad. This idea of squatting, when you had the Old West and people would settle the West, you'd show up, there'd be a place, so people would settle. They'd create a community. Well, to have someone come 7, 8 years later and say they own the property after all this, you understood why that was done in that way. That was never intended to empower somebody to just invade some residential subdivision and illegally occupy somebody's private residence. So what we're doing today is recognizing that, but I think more importantly, providing very swift remedies, because what the squatters know is even when they're in the wrong, it's a massive process many times before they can be evicted. And a lot of times the process is very expensive. And so we don't want the law to have the thumb on the scale in favor of people that are violating the law. We want the law to have the thumb on the scale in favor of law-abiding property owners. And that's what you're going to see here with this piece of legislation. What you can do.
All right, he goes on. It's a whole press conference thing, but I think we got enough of that. But I thought this was so interesting, bro. I'm like, we got to talk about this because, all right, bro. So, like, what do you think? Give us some thoughts.
Yo, I fucking love it.
I
fucking love it, bro. Like, first of all, I don't really understand how squatters ever have rights.
It makes no sense, bro.
I don't understand the concept. It's so like nonsensical that like I don't understand how they can be like I'm not leaving. Take me to court and put me out.
Right.
I don't understand how they have a legal leg to stand on.
Right.
And on top of it, yo, I don't know if you know this, but bro, you can't cut the utilities off. You can't change the locks. If you do either one of those things, you go to jail.
You go to jail. And that happened. That happened to the couple in Newark who they called the cops from the squatters, like Ron said, and the cops came and arrested the couple that owned the property. But like, bro, are you kidding me? Bro.
Like, I never understood the concept, right, of people who are illegally not legally able to be here being able to use the law to their advantage. It doesn't make any sense, yo. It just genuinely does. I think it only a liberal Democrat could think of this concept. Like only like now squatting has always been a thing. But recently, within the past year, 2 years, it's been like an organized kind of fucking thing. There are professional squatters, bro.
Right.
There are people who like squat somewhere. The person has to go through the legal process, taking them out. Then they go somewhere else and squat. Right. And then they go to the legal, but I've talked about this with a coworker of mine, right? I'm like, yo, what's the end game? Like, is the end game to just keep squatting and going through court for 6 months here, going through court for 6 months here, and you end up 70 and you owe the shit, and then like now what?
Right.
I don't get it, bro. I don't get it. I guess the answer your question, what do I think? The whole thing was confusing to me from the fucking start. I never got it at all, and when I owned a rental property, it didn't work out in my favor. It's like the people, the owners of the property are treated as if they're like billionaire fucking oil tycoons,
right?
When they're not, when that's not the case. These motherfuckers pay a mortgage. We pay a mortgage. Right. You know what I'm saying? So when I was a landlord, I get your money and I pay the mortgage and I make maybe $200, $300 on top of it. Right. But it ends up being a wash because you call me for things that need to be done. You need a new hot water heater. You need to do this. You need to do that. Your roof's leaking. I gotta pay for that shit out of pocket. So it was never really profitable. Right. But the owner is treated as if he's like Elon Musk. And they're like, you got him. Just let him live here. Let him live here for free. Just go fuck. You mean, just let him stay. Like, it's not going to hurt your pockets. No, it ain't going to hurt Elon Musk, but it's going to hurt me. Right.
No, absolutely. And this shouldn't be a partisan issue, but I know that a lot of the conservatives or like Republicans are always big on like small business owners. We got to protect small business owners. It's like, okay, well, if I own a couple properties, then I'm a business owner. You know what I mean? Like, I'm in real estate. Like, that's what I do. Like, where's my protection? You know, when COVID hit, like you were affected by that, bro. Like, literally people weren't paying rent. Like, I'm like, how do you shut down everything and then fire people, lay people off? Some people just didn't work because they didn't want to get the vaccine, like whatever reason, whatever happened, like, and then people can't pay their bills, so you tell them, oh, you don't have to. There's a moment, was it a moratorium now where you don't have to pay money now? And it's just like, but okay, but what about the owner, bro? Right. What if I can't qualify for a PPP loan? What if I can't get all these these things that you put in place to try to help us? A lot of people didn't get that. A lot of people just lost their properties. People lost apartment complexes. They had entire apartment complexes. You talk about a duplex. People had buildings with apartments. No one was paying rent. Like, how? And the owners lost that property and they could do nothing. And some owners lost the property, but it makes no sense. You're right, bro. They treat the owners like we're all Elon Musk, and we're not. Some of us are just trying to get it out the mud. Some of us are trying to get into that generational wealth, trying to get into property and assets. Like, we're just starting. We're taking risks. You know what I mean? Like, we're not making that much to begin with, and then you just shaft us this way. And then now you got squatter rights. So now if I own a property and I go to vacation, and there's a video of people looking at a house, the owners went to vacation and squatters were trying to break in, and the neighbor caught them and scared them off. But they were trying to like basically get into the house because they knew the people had left to squat. And they know that it costs money. Like, I'm glad Governor DeSantis said it too. Like, they know that they can just wait it out. Basically, all right, we'll take me to court. That might take 6, 7, 8, 9 months. And then all the legal fees. That's money that we probably don't already have, or it's money in the savings. That's money for emergencies in the tuck. I got to use that to get you out of my property. Right. Bro, it makes no sense. And you make a valid point. And I saw that you were directly affected by the whole not paying rent stuff, bro. That's rough, bro. That's BS, man. That's so BS, bro. Like, where's our protection? Like, I don't understand, man. Like, I don't know, bro. I just knew that this was going to be really interesting because I was hearing all these stories about people trying to just squat. And I saw videos on TikTok and other platforms of people who were immigrants. They were speaking, some of them were speaking Spanish, basically telling others how to squat. And I'm just like, wait a minute. So now we got some of these people coming in
Yeah,
these
yeah,
buses in these
yeah,
cities, and
yeah,
now they're making videos
yeah,
on TikTok
yeah, yeah,
telling other people how to squat.
yeah.
Bruh, what is happening right now, bro? I feel like America is just in chaos right now, bro. Like, there's no order, man.
Listen,
Like,
bro, I don't understand the balls, right? The actual set of balls you have to break into someone's house, right? They come back 3 weeks later. They come in the house and you're arguing with them as to why you should be there. What kind of balls do you have, bro? Like what? Like seriously, like those people need to be examined and be like, yo, like you're a different breed of human being. Like you have
yeah,
your balls are bigger than regular people because
yeah.
I don't know what to say. I don't. I don't.
I,
I'm. So, I
I,
don't,
I'm willing to bet. I'm willing to bet the states where this happens more often are not states that are stand your ground. Because in a state that stand your ground, listen, I tried to come into my property. He put
right.
his hands on me, so I killed this dude. That's it. That was
Right.
self-defense. This is my house. This dude
Right.
was in my house. Like in stand your ground states, like I know it's a questionable piece of legislation, but in states like that where people can just go around and they armed and to stand your ground, you gonna die. You are probably gonna get shot squatting in my property in one of them states, bro. Like I feel like it's more of the liberal cities that have, and I'm just making an assumption that don't have stand your ground, that have more liberal policies that are allowing this BS to happen. And you said it earlier, like I think I'm on with you with that because in Florida, for example, Florida is a stand your ground state. Florida, I don't see this mess happening. I don't
No.
see it happening that
No.
easy, I should say, if it is happening at all. So yeah, I just wanted to hit this up and see what the family wanted to think about it too, because like you guys think squatters' rights should be a thing. And listen, I will be the first to say, and I've said this a lot of times, and this is just a fact: there are more empty homes in America than there are homeless people. And that's a sad statistic, right? It's sad that there are all these homes that are just collecting dust, that are just empty when there are
Yeah.
so many people on the streets, right? Because either housing is unaffordable for them
Right.
or whatever reason. But we definitely have enough homes to shelter people, right?
Yeah.
But it doesn't change the fact that if I own it and it's mine, I bought it, or you know what I
Right.
mean, it's mine. Where are my rights as the property owner? Like I understand that that's another issue. There's homelessness is a big problem. There's all these empty houses. You got corporations coming in and buying entire neighborhoods. So now they're building rent to own communities where the whole community is just houses that they're building from the ground up just to rent. You know what I mean? Whole ownership has become harder now. But like, f all that. If I'm the owner of a property, how does a squatter have more rights and have legal protection to just basically come in and try to take over my property? That makes no
This
sense, bro.
this is how it should be, right? And if Ty owned the United States of America, this is how it should be. I own a house. I go to Florida for some military shit I got to do. I come back. There's some squatters in my house. I should be able to call my brother, my cousins, come to that house, beat you the fuck up, drag you, and throw your fucking all your trash bags and you, this the stick with the bandana and the clothes. Throw all that shit out in the front in the trash, and have you walk yourself to the hospital after you got beat the fuck up by me and my family and friends, whoever else I was able to call, randomly to come whoop your fucking ass. You, your
Right.
girlfriend, your kid, your dog. Them niggas always got dogs, right? So
Yeah, right.
that's how it should be. Like, and if you do call the cops, say, hey, and the cops be like, yo, who own this house? Him. All right, cool. The cops should be like, oh, you own the house? Okay, well, nothing to see here. See you, sir. Hey, good job, sir. Good job, and fucking leave. And you should be walking out, looking out there, fucking half washed up because I ripped you out the fucking shower because you was taking a
Yeah,
shower in my fucking shower, and you still got soap on you and shit. And you should be shamed. Walk down the street shamed. Hopefully it's
right,
raining too.
right,
So that's how it should be. And
right.
but it's how it is now. Is especially in New York, you might as well just chalk it. You ain't getting the motherfuckers
Yo,
out.
New York
That's
is a
gonna take you like
mess,
a
bro.
year.
New York is such a mess right now,
Yeah.
bro. And granted, they got hit the hardest by like COVID because I think that's where it broke out first, and then they got shut down first, and then they had some of the harshest restrictions. But like after that, I feel like they never fully recovered because then the cost of living skyrocketed, and then on top of that, violence went up. The cops decided to fall back because people was protesting against the cops. So they was like, "You're right," so they fell back, and then I just feel like all hell just broke loose now, and it's just like, yo, it's a mess there, bro. But this is basically they're setting the blueprint for other cities. We're not that far from there, bro. We said it before in another episode. Philly is slowly becoming. It's on the same track to have the same chaos as New York, where they're shutting down malls. Like, and this is a tangent, of course, but we're talking about just the state of chaos. The disarray that is in our country now, and these squatter rights don't help because it's like, yo, where's the help for us, man? The middle class is struggling. The middle class is shrinking. The middle class doesn't get any support. We don't get food stamps. We don't get WIC. We don't get LIHEAP. We probably didn't get pool money during the pandemic. Like, I didn't get any of that shit, bro. I don't qualify for any of those benefits, and I work hard and I pay a shitload of taxes. And there's no that America just says F you, give me your money while we go start these wars and bail out the banks and do all this other stuff and don't do anything for you. That infuriates me, bro. It really, really does. I really feel bad. And like I said, bro, you was one of the ones who had to sell off the duplex because you had issues with people not paying rent. Like, that shit pisses me off, bro. It really does. From the bottom of my heart, it really upsets me that is the case. Like, I think that's BS. So yeah, I don't know, man. So I just wanted to touch on this. If you had any final thoughts, we can open up to the family because it was pretty straightforward. But I'm just happy that I hope this legislation sets precedent and then it starts, basically spreading to other states as well. Because these squatter rights stuff, that shit is dead, bro. I'm not with that at all.
Will, bro. I don't think it will spread to others. Well, I think it'll spread to like Republican states, but Democratic states, what Democrats typically do in these states, right? They'll hold on to like they'll find some kind of like diamond in a rough situation where the people are sympathetic and their situation is like a uniquely sympathetic situation, and maybe like, well, everybody could be like that person, right? They'd be like, well, she owned a house and then she was paying rent. She was living in the house for 27 years. She was renting in this house for 27 years. She got sick with cancer, and then her mom moved in with her, and she was also sick with cancer, and her 7 dogs they also had cancer. And then it's like, you can't just kick them out. Like, they were paying rent for seven. Okay, they can't pay rent right now for the time being, but you can't just kick them out. And it's like, and how the story tells it, Anderson Cooper will be on TV like, come on, this is crazy, right? Blah, blah. And people will be like, you know what? Yeah, no, yeah, squatters' rights should be a thing, because what if you get cancer, and then your 7 dogs get cancer, and then your mom get cancer, and then her boyfriend gets cancer, and then now what are they going to do? And then everybody's like, oh, okay, let the squatters stay. You know what I mean? But it's like, because they could all have cancer. So it's like they tug on your heartstrings with shit like this. And the real situation is, nah, like, nigga, I don't want to pay rent. The average situation is, I don't want to pay rent, right?
Yeah.
I want to break in this house, and obviously you don't need a place because I've been scoping it and you haven't been here for 17 days.
Right.
So like, I could stay here. You know what I mean? So like, but anyway, it'll never change. I don't think it'll never change.
Yeah, you know what? I'm trying to stay optimistic, but I have a feeling it's not going to change. And if it does, not anytime soon. But we'll see, because Ron DeSantis is doing his thing and putting his foot down, but like, nah, this shit is done, right?
Now, what should be a thing is homeowners, like, say you buy your crib, right? And you buy another crib in, let's say, Delaware. Until you get somebody to move in there officially or whatever to start paying your rent, you got to pay a house sitter.
Oh.
You got to get somebody that, you ever watch the movies when you were a kid and it was like some scary movie, some like B-list scary movie, and they like, oh, well, I'm at this house because I'm house sitting for this rich person. You know what I mean?
Or watching their dog or something.
Watching their dog or some shit.
Yeah.
I remember being a kid and being like, when I'm watching movies, I'm like, why the fuck would anybody need a house sit? You know what I mean? Like,
we ain't had that bread. That's why we ain't had that type of money. Somebody got to watch my other house for me while I go. We ain't in that tax bracket yet.
But now you need a house sitter. So you need to take, I don't know how much you make. Let's say you make $100,000 a year. You need to take, like, make a budget for that. Be like, listen, I pay all the bills in the joint. You pay for your groceries, and we'll make a situation so that way if you're there, so a squatter can't come in and live there.
And that's crazy. And it just, when you think about it, for a state to be a sanctuary city and also a state that provides squatter rights, it seems like a recipe for disaster, bro. You can't have both. Pick a fucking struggle. Like, you can't have a sanctuary city and say, I welcome all these immigrants and migrants, but also have these squatter laws that can embolden them and also potentially give them the right to squat somewhere. And not just for the migrants, for anybody, though.
For anybody, yeah.
Yeah, but that, oh God,
I'm sorry, bro. Listen. I'm definitely going to jail, bro. Listen, Joe, if I go into my house and there is a man looking at me in the face saying, I'm not leaving,
We gotta put the clip up of Diddy looking at the dude. You know that meme where they're just like, and it's like, you know what I'm talking about, when Diddy's looking at. The boy. Like, bruh.
Now it hit different when the woman's like, "No, I ain't leaving," and she doing her woman shit, like, "Oh well, fuck you, bro," whatever. But if a man is
It's a
just
grown ass
looking
man
at you in your fucking eyes, Joe, you walk in the crib, he looking at you, he like, "Bro, listen, you gotta call the cops. I ain't going nowhere." I'm like, I think I would just see red, bro, for like a minute and like 2 minutes.
You might
I'm
black
just
out.
swinging, bro. Like I'm
You might black
swinging
out.
as hard as I can, like 47 times, bro.
Right.
And whatever happens from that happens from that. But it would be very, very hard for me to like withstand myself. Just,
Right.
Like I said, you walking in your crib, a man looking at you like, bro, he get off his fucking, you know, he got a not a futon, maybe a futon, like what, some kind of portable, like an air mattress.
Air mattress.
He get off his air mattress. He like, bro, like I don't even know. Like, listen, bro, like I ain't going nowhere. Like you got.
And he got
cops,
your robe on and your drawers on. And he's sipping your private reserve, your whiskey.
Bro,
Yo, bro, that's people like us though, bro. Because remember, we made that clip of the kid who pranked a family. He was just walking to people's houses,
right?
And the white boy was following him around, like, "No, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Why are you in here?" I'm like, "Nigga, this is a stranger in your house.
Yeah.
Why are you not swinging? Why are you not shooting? Like, this dude walked into your house. He could have been armed. It was a prank, but the family didn't know that.
Yeah.
So everybody's built different, bro. I think that those people are stupid. But people like us know, like, oh no, you don't belong in here, bro. There's no negotiating, there's no conversation. Like we can shoot or swing first and ask questions later. But like, why are you in my property? Like,
I don't know, bro. I'm swinging, I'm choking, I'm biting. I don't know what I'm gonna just be like. Are you fucking kidding me? Like,
right?
I'm just like,
right.
I think I would lose my fucking mind, bro. I think I would lose my mind for like a legit 2 minutes, and I'm just like, oh shit. I'll be like, oh my god, like,
right.
I don't know.
Well, listen. I'm glad we touched on this. I'm hoping that family, I hope y'all engage and let us know what y'all think about this. Do you guys support the HB? I forgot the number, but I'll put it up when I type the title up. But the legislation to like end these squatters' rights in Florida. Have you guys heard about the family that got arrested for calling the cops on the squatters in their home? Let us know what you guys think about this, man, because we hope that this changes. We hope that this sets a precedent in other states as well. Some of us are not as optimistic, but I'm hoping something changes. But let us know what you guys think. Ty, I guess that was your final thought, because I'm good too. Like, all right, y'all, listen, like, subscribe. We on the move. Thank you so much for the engagement. Keep it up. Put us on the algorithm. Give us a like. Give us a comment. We try to comment as well when you guys engage. Put us in the algorithm, man. We on the ground. We on the move. So until next time, y'all be safe. All right.